Hi folks, it's me GhostCritic, and I guess an apology is in order straight away. I was tagged ages ago by Mark, MAW0001. There was a whole Thanksgiving for you Americans and Canadians tag video going round about comics we're most thankful for. And I've been roped in, thank you Mark. And finally, I'm going to do the video. I'm really sorry it's taken me so long to do. There are a lot of comics that we could all say we're thankful for either possessing, reading, having affected our lives in one way or another. And I did think about this for a long time and eventually managed to reduce it as much as I could, and I basically have three. I'm kind of cheating with one of them because really it's a series, but I'll get to that. And I've kind of broken it down into kind of three reasons why I'm thankful for these comics. One of them is for a very personal reason. The second is where this kind of title opened my eyes to what comic books were capable of doing beyond the old tights and capes genre. And the third one is, and I'm going to start with the third one. This is... It sounds weird to say, but it's the earliest comic that I can remember that I was like, yes, I love the medium of comics. And honestly, it came to me much later on in life than a lot of you probably started reading comics. I was about probably 13 years old. And this particular series, this comic book, came out in America a year before. But what the UK did, Marvel UK, they brought it out in like a fortnightly series. Let's just tell you what comic is, and then I can continue from there. It is Secret Wars. Originally came out, as I said, in America in 1984, and then we got it over here in the UK, as I said, as a fortnightly series. It was kind of, when I was researching this, I was surprised to see that what we got in the Marvel UK editions were actually edited versions of the actual American comic. I have read it properly now, and I can, from what I've read, it's stunning what differences they remove whole panels, and when if I'd have read it side by side, I would have realised that the Marvel UK ones really didn't make a lot of sense. But when you're 13 years old, you don't really care. Why did I love this comic so much? It was just every single comic book character I knew of the Marvel Universe. I mean, comics, I had a very different startup with kind of comic books, and it wasn't really the American comics that I was, alright, not interested in, but what I knew about. I was brought up on comics like the Beano and the Dandy, and as I got a little bit older I was allowed to get the Eagle, which was like Dan Dare and the Mekon, and these, while those were drawn, most of the comic strips within the Eagle were like photo strips. You'd have these dodgy looking people being photographed for a frame of what is essentially a comic book panel. So when the likes of this came out, proper Marvel superheroes that I knew. I knew Spider-Man, I knew Captain America, I knew the Hulk and Iron Man. I watched the cartoons. This was just amazing, and they were all together, flung off in space, a mysterious planet from a mysterious entity, and oh, my jaw was like, this is fantastic. And I guess this was the comic that basically fed my addiction to what it is now. So that was my first comic I'm most thankful for. My second comic, I say comic, basically this is a series of books, and it came to me again much later on in life. I think of this series, I didn't even read it from the very beginning. I got given a trade of it, and I think it was I'm sure it was the second volume. But I immediately fell in love with it, and had all the elements that I was particularly interested in when I was at art college. And this kind of fantasy, I won't say supernatural because it's not, but more mythology, kind of storytelling, just appealed to me in a huge way. And anyone who's been watching my videos for a while now know that I love this series, because I do read it, repeat read it every year. It is, of course, the Sandman. Here are the 10 volumes. I just cannot say enough good stuff about Neil Gaiman's work on this title. It doesn't let up for a second. Each volume has a very different feel, but at the same time still establishes all its characters, enriches their history, adds more history, brings in new characters, and even those books that like the trades you have, where they just have the short one kind of issue stories, they still all very much link together. And obviously once I'd read this, I started looking out for more kind of adult, mature storylines, especially from the Vertigo range. So, you know, along with this, you can't not mention kind of Hellraiser, John Constantine, of who I fell in love with, the whole series of that as well. But it was certainly the Sandman who opened my eyes to more than the Tights and Capes Brigade. And so I'm very thankful to Neil Gaiman, very thankful to whoever, I can't even remember who it was now, whoever gave me that second volume, which was, yeah, it was the Doll's House trade, and like I said, fell in love with it. Finally, the issue that I am most thankful for, and this is kind of very personal comic for me, and I know it's been said so many times by so many people, but we seriously do have one of the best YouTube communities here. And when I first started out here on YouTube, I really knew nothing about it. I was kind of like the new boy. I was a guy from the UK. What do I know about American comics? And I'd watch everybody's videos and, you know, poke my nose in once or twice, and eventually started doing my videos as well. And I had no idea whatsoever that, you know, people were like swapping comic books, trading them, all these contests, people just from the generosity, you know, of their own self, you know, giving other people comics because they knew they would appreciate them. And I think we might know where this is going now. It's one of those videos that, and I've said this over and over again, I wish I'd done one of those evil unboxing videos for this when I opened it, because seriously I was just in awe that this guy would do something this nice for me. I am, of course, talking about our buddy, my favourite Canadian, Custom Bromstar, who sent me Commandy issue 1. Now, I got a few Commandies after watching people like Custom Bromstar Scott, Howler Mouse Tim. They're so interesting kind of videos that were entertaining and educational as well. They've taught me in my kind of almost 3 years now of being on YouTube. They've taught me so much more than I've ever learned in all my kind of comic book buying history, and they got me onto Commandy, and I got a few of the later ones, and I'd been trying to get one of these, but over here they just kept going for silly money, and as much as I wanted an issue 1 of Commandy, I was just not going to be prepared to pay that kind of money for it. And then Scott said, send me your address, I want to send you some stuff. It's alright, they're kind of doubles, so I'm not giving you anything, you know, that I'm going to miss, per se. So yeah, I was opening the package, and oh, some Fantastic Four, great. Oh, some Commandy, great. And then this one had a cover over it, and I've still got it somewhere, and it said, I think it said something along like super special secret issue, and a little kind of Custom Bromstar drawing face of himself on it. I was like, what the hell is this? And of course it was this, and seriously my jaw dropped, and it just, I think it was probably that moment that I really, I know this sounds really strange to say, but I really felt accepted within like the YouTube comic book community. And I'll be forever, ever grateful to Scott for getting me this. I will hold on to it until the day I die, and I'll probably ask to be buried with this. No one's getting their hands on it. So yeah, thank you so much, Scott. You know, that meant such a great deal to me. Thank you very much. And that is my comics I'm most thankful for. Sorry it took so long to get out. I'm probably meant to tag someone, but I think it's been so long that we've done it all now. If you want to do one and you haven't had the chance to, just go ahead and do it. Thanks everybody. That was my comics I'm most thankful for. Bye bye.